goodness, we are all here. Hello, hello, hello. A little bit delayed today. Technology is a funny little thing. So, long and short, apparently yesterday when I was streaming Xbox and then switched over to anything else, completely broke everything. So, trying to figure out how to get everything operational again, and even broke the Goya. That's why it was off running hot already. But I think we have everything up and running now. It looks like sound is operational again. So if it is too loud or too quiet, please let me know. That way I can get this balanced the way it should be, and we can return to it like as normal. First normal is like 10 minutes at this point. Thankfully, I can actually hear everything. You know, I always have a fat headset going on because the little earbuds didn't want to work today. So, I know what's going on with that. Game over. Yeah, not that familiar with that music. Good on me. I mentioned it before. Last week I went to stream this, but music is fantastic. Did a hell of a job with it. Which is nice because I was really concerned after announcing that, hey, it's not going to be chiptune. Usually things go a little bit sideways. I still don't know why they don't have the option just to play the chiptune music. I can't imagine it takes up that much space. Or that much resources, but hey, what do I know? I didn't make the game, I'm just here to play it. So I'm going to unwind after a wonderful day of work, some Final Fantasy, and anyone that wants to hang out. Hopefully you also enjoy Final Fantasy. Let's see, so we are pretty good with our bestiary so far too. All the way up through Astos, the Dark Prince. Did not get me with the sword. And it does not look like I have any others. So, that's fine. We will make do. But let me go in, configuration. I know I do like to play with... Oh, there's no sound settings here. Alright, well I guess we'll play with them inside the game. Let's go ahead and load. We left off. World map. Really do wish that they had it previously. Alright, so we have our wonderful little world map, so that's good to go. Configuration. Graphics has the CRT mode, which does not look so good. Okay, so I do have the sound effects partially down, but I still feel like they're bleeding my ears out. have to check on the playback just to make sure everything is where I want it to be. But whatever. And if you notice anything obnoxious, let me know. Sound-wise. Back on the dark blue. Like, part of me gets... To Chaos Shrine. Guess I will stay. I think I need to hit up the Chaos Shrine. Way in the beginning, and I think there was even more seal that Cornelia, the original. Let's head back. Hello, Khaleesi. Welcome back. Music is being troublesome tonight, to say the least. Are you able to hear me fine now? Or a better question is, can you hear the game at all, though? How loud is that coming through right now? Yeah, I'm just... You know, I'm mostly doing well. Just wish that, I guess playing Xbox last night wiped out all the audio settings. I'm trying to get everything back to normal. Cool. Appreciate it. That's a bummer, because I had everything kind of like where I wanted it to be. Really Xbox winner. It all. Like, I guess when I was watching back last night just to see all the settings were, like, the sound seemed fine with the Xbox. Bummer that for whatever reason I got lost when I switched back to playing this on PC again. Win some, you lose some, right? Steamy, Punk, Potpot, all leveled up. What are you up to tonight? I don't think I saw any updates from you today. Figure you're busy with work or something. Or other work, I should say. Sharks. Can I just ignore the sharks and they kind of die in the boat? Oh, look at you getting fancy with the writing now. What is the writing for? Is that tied to the game, or is this other stuff that you're working on? That's cool. Haven't, that sounds like that could be a really good time, writing out cutscenes in games. Games here for research for a book. Celtic mythology and folklore. Just want it. Not good. Sounds like you got a good healthy variety of things to do, which is creative outlets, I should say. Always nice, because that's definitely something I've struggled with. Finding the time for really just dedicating to completion, I guess I should say. Yeah, that's very cool. I have a couple different projects that like I said, I have a bad habit of starting them and then stopping them. I'm sure that's normal, but like I've got, well, I should probably just freaking stream it at some point, but I've got, gotcha. Yeah, I've got like okay, so I've got projects that I was working on that were writing with two different friends for two different projects that kind of just stalled, that I would like to keep on going on my own now. I now have this tabletop RPG project that I'm working on where I'm writing the campaign for D&D, which I know I've tweeted it out about. So that's most of my creative outlet right now, but other side projects, I have a... Oof, I really wish I just had the list in front of me, but I do want to work on a game that's heavily... closest thing I'd say is a visual novel. I might have brought that up on a very, very early stream, but cyberpunk... We'll just go with that. Cyberpunk based visual novel tied to music. So I was very excited to work on that. But other things have sidetracked me, so that's one of those I definitely want to get back to, because I also have a creative partner that was eager to get involved with that. That'd be really cool to work on that. It's probably one of my higher priorities. Outside of, I mentioned last time that, like, a large series of books that I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do everything. Like, I'm gonna hit on every genre. And I have that project that is pretty well baked at this point. I just need to see it through to the end, Goya. Welcome to Costco. I love you. You know what I love? You hanging out with some random dog every time I see you, Mr. Otis. I do not know what that dog... Or I don't think I've met that dog yet. So I did see I wanted to come on Buggy, but you were mowing the lawn with him, so... Figured, hey, probably not the best time. Let's try to link in what I'm working on with other projects, also it's a little bit easier. My novels into a game at some point. You know, I worked on, and I'm sure a lot of people have this, where I worked on writing something in high school that was very, very video game inspired. Now that I'm looking back to it, that I really should, if anything, convert that into a video game. Wow, Ether is very bizarre in this game. 1 magic point for each magic level. Very intriguing. Buy some potions. Find remedies. Gold needle. 5 more of those. A lot of money to spend. I like having nice, like, 5s or 10s of items. Yeah, I know. It's just, there's only so many hours in the day. That's why I play, you know, Final Fantasy, a game that I've played about 10 times already. Why not just visit it again, right? But I am having a lot of fun with the streaming bit right now, so as much as I want to jump on writing and finishing, you know, either converting that high school book into a game or whatever, I have quite a few other things I do need to focus on first. And first and foremost is the D&D campaign, because that's going to impact other people versus just impacting myself, so I do want to finish that up first. It's going to be 7 sessions that I'll end up running through mid-November. So until, you know, really the back end of November. November goes into crazy time at work for me, so I probably won't work on anything related to that or elsewise until January, because between work and doing these streams, that's probably going to be all the energy I really have, to be honest. And without going completely insane. For those sealed doors in. Mr. Otis, welcome to Costco. I love you. I go out this way. Hey, Goya. Yeah, who is the pup? I don't think I've met that dog yet. They looked very fluffy. Saber. Mithril knife. Cottage. Very tempted to do some game dev streams on us, a couple episodes for the game. Want to work on and release that to help build lore and set the scene for the main game. That sounds dope. What did I get? Nitro powder! I need that for the dwarves. They dealt too greedily. Yeah, I mean, I've watched more than my fair share of game dev streams, even though I'm not making games. It's been nice to be able to just watch others be in their realm and do their thing. I actually prefer that to, like, watching other video game streams. I don't know if that's weird and hypocritical of me, since that's all I'm doing right now, but... I guess copper armlet's better. Oh, I guess when I go to optimal, it optimizes everyone. I didn't know that. That's new to me. Or maybe not. Sword, shield, nothing. Gloves, nothing. Yeah, it must optimize everyone. That's cool. I didn't know that. I thought it was just whatever character you're on. Bot the red mage, Punk the monk, Balisti the white mage, and Bongo the wolf. Oh, good to watch. I watched a writing world building. Oh, yeah, Hades is definitely, that's on my queue. What I'm thinking I'm gonna do, Otis, is I'm gonna start pushing to do, oh, that's a lot of words on the screen here. I think on Tuesdays I'm gonna start doing grab bag, but I guess I'm gonna put it, but really it's just gonna be playing whatever's on Game Pass at the time, so when Hades drops to Game Pass, I'm definitely going to be playing that a bit. Because that game is a hoot. A hoot! I played it a bunch on Switch, and I have it on Switch, but I don't have any way to hook my Switch up to the stream. Like, it doesn't output, it's the Switch Lite. Otherwise, yes, I would love to stream some Hades. The game is both wonderful and hurtful at the same time. Why, hello, BGN Gamer. Welcome. Shh, everyone, we gotta be quiet. I can't talk about the D&D campaign I'm running because he's in it. Can't give away the spoilers of all the good stuff I have planned for him. All the vicious traps that are coming. Alright. It was the lower right. Hey, Goya. Okay. I will tell you all the secrets. Don't mess with the GM. Bad things happen. Not really, but, I've been having a fantastic time building the campaign for that game. I'm sick, so you need hints to make me better. Yeah, but it's not going to ruin the fun for you, the surprise. I mean, half the coolness of D&D is finding out, like, what the fuck's going on. At least for me. I love that, like, there's just cat ears right here. And, like, I'm sure people who aren't aware that Goya just bombs everything all the time. That there's a cat just sitting in front of the screen at all times. Ooh, what is a rune blade? Ah, Goya. What am I gonna do with you? I feel like that should, like, absorb magic or something cool like that. Cat. He just wants all the attention all the time. Well, your character is locked in, so you can't change anything with your D&D campaign, but I mean, I called it the Isle of Rhyme. You're unaware, or if that has not given you any subtle hints, you guys will be stuck on an island, or you will start on an island. There's an island involved of Rhyme. Rhyme being frost, which means cold and chilly, so don't plan on being on any deserts anytime soon. Oh my goodness, Claire, you seriously just gonna knock everything around, right? I think, you know what? I think he's throwing a fit because Coconut's up in his tower. You know, I have not gotten to your novel yet. I've been slacking. That's on my agenda for tomorrow. I've been trying to flesh out some story for that stuff, but the bard will be obligated to make puns about rhyme and rhyme. Yeah, you know, prior to you making a bard, that was definitely a thought that I was like, I wonder if that's going to be a problem. And I'm glad to know that you are very predictable, and yes, it will be a problem. Earbuster. TLDR at the end if you don't want to start everything. No, I'm gonna read everything, dude. You're good. I am all about living in the fantasy world. Yeah, you camp right there, Goya. Well, I know Khaleesi already mentioned, and everyone, you know, appreciate everyone rolling in. It's been a minute, but what is this, 2? No, this is Final Fantasy 1. But I was going to say, so is my audio coming through just fine? Because I had to reset a bunch of technical settings because the Xbox wiped it out yesterday. I'm really hoping that I'm coming through clear and fine and not overpowered by the music. But you can still enjoy a bit of music. I can't help that. That's just who I am, kid. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know where I was going with that. Throwing that at me is going to... I'm gonna blush. I'm Polish, so red just comes out automatically anyways, and I'm gonna fumble over my words, and suddenly I'm gonna be, Hugh Grant? Not Jackman. Jackman's the raw guy. Yeah, Hugh Grant, the sexy dancing president in Love Actually. Cool. Glad that the levels are correct. I appreciate the kindness. Y'all are clearly drunk and or high and or tired. But thank you. Eat up, arrows. Oh look, let's go to bed together, everyone. That'd be hilarious if there was a cutscene where they all go to bed, and they're like, you know what, 1 second. And then they show them pushing the beds together, so it's just one big cuddle fest for the 4 adventurers. Yeah, you got a 101 fever. Okay, so that clearly explains your confusing lust. But I thank you. Energy drinks and caffeine. I was just talking with a friend online about that. So are you like fueled by liquids at all times, Callisti? Do you naturally sleep at all, or are you pretty much just running high on that all the time? Because you also seem to be awake 24/7, dude. I don't know how you do that. Like, if I have a coffee beverage in the morning and anything else, my sleep schedule is shot. So today's probably gonna be one of those days because I had my coffee beverage and then Dr. Pepper like at 4 o'clock. So I am probably not sleeping tonight. Yeah, you're ripe old age. You have another month and change until you're old like me, sir. So you watch your language, young man. Like my old age. And with the mic just a little bit to the side. Survive on coffee and weirdness, my coffee and weirdness. Yeah, I've got half of that down. But even like just between having a coffee and a soda pop, as we call them here, or pop, and having that, like, I was almost having like palpitations already, so can't imagine just having energy drinks and not having my heart explode. Do envy you though. But yeah, I've got friends that will like drink a 2-liter of Mountain Dew, or like have, I don't know, like a double shot of espresso and then just pass out. It's like, how? Why? What? It's getting old. That is a useful skill. Dakara, we'll get that. Yeah, we'll put no blaze on you. Shit, I don't remember if I can forget magic in this. Be more of a night owl. Yeah, I used to... If work did not dictate me to... Or, let me rephrase. My cats allowed me to sleep in. I probably would be a lot more of a night owl than I am. But, unfortunately, regardless of how late I'm up, at 7:29, this guy right here is just yelling at me about how it's time for food. So I don't know how to win with that. And it doesn't matter if I'm up till 2 a.m. and he's up with me. As soon as it hits 7:29, that dude is just screaming at me about fill the food bowl, fill the food bowl. Fear drives enemy in terror. Fear is the mind killer, my friend. That's what I... Here's silence. Just funny because I'm going to cure silence on the only mage. Okay. Oh, frost, that's going to be... Here's poison. That I don't find as useful. We'll give you the Null Frost. Oh, what a... This is a really lame magic level for White Mage. Anyways, my job's in. Yeah, my work has ruined my freaking sleep schedule over the years, because originally it was like a 3 to 7 a.m. So I would do this thing of trying to sleep a little bit before and a little bit after, and since then I've just not been able to sleep for 8 hours straight anymore. It's a pain in the ass. And even then, like, that was 16, 17 years ago. The fact that that's still a problem blows my mind. Teach you haste, because haste is awesome. Lazara deals ice damage to all enemies. And I'm not opposed to you getting that, but we need a robot that feels. Yeah, unfortunately I don't even think a robot would fix that, because he's still gonna demand that I feed him. Not about the fact that food's available, because they're on self-feed anyway, so they've got kibble available at all times. Why? That's so high. I'll blame the cat. But yeah, I've already got it so they're on self-feed, so they can do that at any time. But he wants me to be inconvenienced him wet food. You know what? F it. I'm out of here is what I go to Vegas. You can just deal with it, guy. Not my problem. Of which, by the way, next week I'm going to Vegas. I'm flying out on Sunday and flying back on Friday. Since you have the Rona, apparently, I doubt that you're going to be joining me. Or, let me rephrase that, I'm going to be in Rona Central for that matter. Because Vegas is a hot spot right now. You have a 9 to 5, but then you also have a 5-year-old. So your 9 to 5 is made null and void by the fact that you have a young child in the house. Day off in the week of work, find getting demo very hard. I've been... If I got a leg off, I'm still coming to Vegas to get you. Alright, man. I mean, I'm not opposed. I'm just, you know, not gonna have a car or be able to... whatever. You know, I do plan on actually just flying out to meet you in LA at some point. I was planning on doing it sooner than later, but freaking, you know, COVID, work. But no, I was planning on once, probably in, like, sometime between January and June, somewhere in that range, January and March, going out to see you, assuming that I'm allowed to. Oh, we can make it a January anniversary. Keep it. Burger King lobby. Have my action. Not a shit to say. Alright, I guess that's everything. So, good. Now I can go. 4 hours of shit. Oh, dude, you've got fucking COVID, don't you? What he's doing? I think he's making his... All I hear is stuff being ripped apart. Fear for my life. Ooh. Yay, cats. Zara. Right, so we got that, and I am officially out of money. So have you figured out, or so have you gotten tested, or are you just Assuming you don't have COVID. I mean, 2 hours of shivers and now hot as fuck does not sound too. Sounds like your wife is trying to poison you. That's what that sounds. Wow, taking a break from this game really off the rhythm that I was trying to do. Can't wait for Final Fantasy 4, 5, and 6 to come out on PC. It's gonna be so cool. They did such a damn good job with the music on this. Alright, so your item. Bronze glove. Evasion drops, but defense goes. Whatever. Alright, so I got one more place to go. I think the nitro powder is the only thing that I was needed to technically go back for. So now that I have that, I can hopefully move forward, run into dwarves, and I don't remember exactly how that goes. I know there's some metal-eating golem or something. Go through some caves. I have some explosive powder. Dwarves get all happy. The rest is kind of vague. I don't remember. Plow through guys. I think I'm leveled up enough where I can just kind of auto right through them. I saw some people complaining, not complaining, but their wish list with this about now they want there to be a quick play. Because, you know, the Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9, and 12 for that matter, and all the modern consoles have like a fast forward feature. I know that's a big ask. Hopefully they do put this out on consoles. As much as I am telling people to fucking get over it and just play it wherever you can. It would be nice to have this available on whatever, so everyone was playing them. I just always want more people to play Final Fantasy. So I just hate when people aren't buying because they're like, well, put it on, you know, Switch and then I'll care. Fucking. Oh, I'm poisoned. Come on, Punk the Monk. Alright, so it's down this way. So at that point, if you're turning on the quick modes, might as well just add in the ability to disable battles and all that too. I mean, that was nice when in Final Fantasy VII on Switch when like I'm falling asleep or something. You don't want to deal with battles and you want to get it over and done with. Insult the map. Really? I got hit for 1 damage and I got poisoned. Obnoxious. How is, say, I know everyone loves to talk about this. How is COVID out where you're at, Leasty? Is it, mostly under control, or do you have a bunch of idiots also in your government screwing things up? Or in your populace, for that? Yeah, the Delta cases on the rise, though. Hard at the moment. Well, hopefully you get some luck with that. I know. With the cases and the death rate in lockdown. Yeah, that's... I'm concerned about another lockdown. Like, I know a lot of people are in favor of it. They think it'd be an excellent idea, but... I just... With my job, if there's another lockdown with the timing of everything, I'm probably going to be pretty tapped out on for a while. Just because as the lockdown increases, that is going to cause me to have way more business to deal with during a time where business is already through. So, I don't look forward to that being a thing, but I mean, I get it is what it is. If it has to happen, it's gonna happen. Personally, I think it is going to happen. A few of my coworkers that think I'm crazy. I don't know if maybe they just don't want to admit it because they're in the same boat as me where they know what it means as far as us having to deal with it for increased workflow. So, I don't know. Could be horrible. Let's try and... Yeah, the Delta variant is tearing through the US right now. And then I was just seeing, I guess in Korea, there's a Delta Plus. Didn't actually get to read about it, though, because it was behind a paywall on Washington Posters. Because, you know, that's what we need to do. We need to paywall information during a freaking pandemic. It drives me insane. Kind of like in, like, video games, like in Resident Evil. I always found it hilarious in Resident Evil 4 that you have a vendor who's looking to sell you things while you're in the middle of an apocalypse. Like, I always thought that seemed really freaking weird. Like, in reality, that would never happen. No one would charge the hero, but here we are in the middle of a pandemic, and everyone's definitely still charging a shit ton of money for everything. So, my work demand increased dramatically. From COVID or from other stuff? Just timing. See, I'm wishing I bought that poisons. There to get. Just COVID me. Health and life. Oh. Yeah. You were definitely not for a lack of work then. I have friend where she does social work here, and she definitely had an increase of either domestic abuse is on the rise because a lot of people are just getting frustrated and tired of being with the people that they've seen day in and day out. Monsters. Same thing with children parents getting frustrated with kids because they're used to being able to drop them off at school for a little bit and not deal with them. pure profit, for-profit business. It does provide a service to people, but, you know, not quite at the same level. I mean, upside of my business existing is people can stay indoors with during lockdowns and not necessarily rely on retailers and stuff with the goods and services they need. However, I'm not going to pretend that, you know, it's altruistic by any stretch of the imagination. It's over. Khaleesi, I think we just got you a new armlet. Ooh, Khaleesi. Look at that. You were going to be boosted from a 6 to a 17. You're going to be taking some hits now. Say. Oh, it's an enemy that I... Fuck! Sorry. I hate these guys. I just walked into this. They did not. Shit. Alright. Well, this is going to be a drain on my resource. I really enjoy it. I've worked in the psychological field now for about 17 years. Mental health nurse to start and then as a therapist. Nice. So, yeah, the same amount of time I've been at my work, which I've been doing since I've been 19 years old, same amount of time you've been helping others out. That's excellent. And I'm very happy and fortunate that mental health awareness has been more common of a thing as of recent years, because that's definitely helped me a lot, getting that stuff normalized in the forefront of people's minds and discussions, because I mean, both like at work, it's something I definitely hear about all the time, and my personal life comes up a lot now, so it's nice to know that stuff has been stabilized and normalized at this point. So it's not a weird thing to say, hey, I went to therapy this week and I learned X, Y, and Z about myself. Back in the day, it used to be, oh, you went to a head shrink? That sucks. What's wrong with you? You crazy? So it's nice that it's a casual, like, oh yeah, I went to talk with my therapist, and X, Y, and Z, and people don't bat an eye anymore. They're just like, oh, that's cool. So is that working out for you? Sometimes there's even recommendations that go on. So. Yeah, I know. This is back in 2018. I saw a therapist for 2.5 months or 3 months, something like that. And just that small window of me doing that helped out tremendously with creating perspective for myself. It was 2018 or 2019. But just to understand that the importance of listening to yourself and then taking care of yourself. That was huge. No, yeah, no, I completely agree. If people started viewing it more like, if you hurt your ankle, you don't just rub dirt on it and go about your day. You usually, if you actually break your ankle or something, you go and you get it checked out. You don't just wing it. And then mental health, for whatever reason, people do. They're just like, oh, it's not that bad. I'm just bleeding out. It's like, no, dude, go get your shit checked out. I'm hoping in like 15, 20 years it is that as simple as how we have ER for physical ailments, we'll have the same thing for mental ailments. That'd be nice. And I do feel like we are getting closer. It contained an antidote. All that effort for freaking it. Oh, nice. That's, yeah, a good way to phrase it. Going to the gym for your mind would be an excellent way. It's almost like a safe space where you can practice your endurance, if you will. Yeah, because, I mean, you did phrase it a heck of a lot better than I did. Yeah, because this weird music just cut on my end. But being able to build yourself up so when you're at your lows, you're prepared for it. Because it's one thing to get, emergency help, but a lot of times at that point, you're too far gone to recognize or to view it in a logical way. Where you're saying, hey, I'm in a bad spot, let me get some help. Versus I imagine, hey, let me build up my resilience, that way when it does happen, one, it's less likely to happen, but two, I've already got the support structure in place. So yeah, good way to phrase it. Bungo! And video games have become my therapy. I have not. I am familiar with 3, I believe is pronounced. Familiar with it. I've seen it. Have not played it myself. That's one of those things where, you know, if I continue streaming on Tuesdays with doing like the Game Pass grab bag is mentally what I'm calling it right now. That's one of those things where that is the perfect type of game that I would play on that that stream. Honestly, it's the reason why I got Game Pass, is to play games like that. Because I hate to say it, but like right now it's like I'm spending $15-20, you know, for each of these. It's just not something that I'm doing, and it sounds really dumb, but it's hard. It's hard for me to convince myself to buy digital games at this point. Like, I want the physical goods, so I'm not gonna pick these up on download anyways, because it bugs me that there isn't a physical version. So being able to do Game Pass and play all these things without, you know, committing to, oh, I spent $15 on this, because what happens is later they'll release a physical release. They'll put out a physical release, and then I'll just buy it again anyways. And I hate that. I know that I'm gonna do that. No, it happens. Hold on, let me focus on this because I'm about to get killed. Punk is on the verge of dying. Has to get around him too. I really wish that defend, like block or guard or whatever you want to call it, existed in this. You know, where you have your tank character take the hits for the group. That would help a ton for organizing this. Ooh, contained a bunch of money that I don't need. Good. But I know it's done, so. Alright, see, I love Gree. I loved it so much, I wrote an article focusing on the psychological impact of the game. If you get a chance to play, it is fantastic. Not a long game, it's only like 3 hours. So yeah, well, I read as much as I'm not playing games, I still read a ton about games, and honestly, I think I'm more into game culture these days than I am games themselves. Either retrospectives or analysis. Really like analysis. Probably my favorite aspect of games. So if you want to send me that article, I'm totally up for reading it. And I'm sure it does go into spoiler territory, but honestly, I'd much rather probably read that and then having a frame of reference for when I play the game. I usually enjoy things more when I have like a critical analysis of it prior to going in. Hold on one second. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Uno momento. Alright, so we're going to go into story time again. Just that way you can kind of see where I'm coming from with some of this. So, I have Pokemythology, which I got from, I don't remember if it was no, it was MomoCon the last time I went, where this gentleman here, Charles Dunbar, he's done panels on this and he puts material out, but it's basically tying what the myth. Actually, you probably might like it a lot, actually. It's tying the myth of what led to Pokemon being Pokemon. So, let me see if I can find a really easy one. Drowsy Whiscash? Yes, okay. So, let me read this for you, and I apologize if I stumble on a couple words here, and but he's got this for all not all the Pokemon, but he's got like, I don't know, a couple dozen Pokemon in here. But like I said, it's going over the mythology. So for Whiscash, are you going off on a limb and assuming you're familiar with Pokemon at this point? Specific Pokemon, but let me see if I can up. Just, you know, make sense while I'm talking about it, right? Let me grab a picture of this dude. We'll throw him up on the screen. Alright. So you have this Whiscash. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. So, for this, deep under the islands of Japan lives a semi-divine fish called Anamazu. The massive creature resembles the same giant catfish that live off the coast of the islands, as a peculiar quirk. It hates pollution vehemently, so much that when it encounters it, its feelers shiver and the earth shakes around it. In olden times, this creature was blamed as the cause of great earthquakes, even tsunami. But recently it has become apparent that the Onomazu and its living cousins do not cause the quakes, but rather sense them, even hundreds of miles away. Their sensitive feelers comb the ground, and the moment a rumble is felt, they make for deeper water. So, and you know, when he talked about this in person at the panel, he's talking about how, by the way, when there was the 2011 earthquake that led to the tsunami and all that, that they were able to tell by these fish that that was coming beforehand. So, really cool to hear the stories behind that. Or a spirit tomb. So, spirit tomb, it is said that... Hold on, let me continue with all this good... So, spirit tomb, and I'm sure you're familiar, but just for everyone else as well. See, it is said that during his long life on Earth, the Buddha identified 108 different sins that could be committed by a person, and one by one he purged himself of those 108 sins, thereby proving it could be done. Ever since, adherents to his legacy have done their best to purge themselves of those 108 sins, so that they may achieve enlightenment and break the endless cycle of reincarnation we're all trapped in. But what happens if one tried to break all 108 sins? Well, Spirit Tomb, number 108 in the Sinnoh Pokedex, which is 108 centimeters tall and 108 kilograms heavy, is said to be composed of a number of souls, perhaps 108, that have committed evil deeds and therefore have been punished by being imprisoned in this spiritual tomb, with almost no weaknesses. And left to ponder how they could so callously commit so much sin. Not saying that this is Buddha's worst nightmare, but it probably is. Ralts. Howdy, Jesse. You are missing some Pokemon talk, and this is not me being wonderful myself. This is coming from a book called Pokemythology. I should say it's a pamphlet by Charles Dunbar. He's done a bunch of different stuff, and I saw him in a panel at MomoCon a couple years ago. So let me see a couple of the Pokemon that are covered in here. Groudon and Kyogre, Lucario, Arcanine, Drowsy, Whiscash, Executor, Spiritomb, Banette, Kitsune, which includes Vulpix, Zorua, Fennekin, Eevee, Golduck, Lombre, Mawile, Frostlass, Xerneas, Glalie, Electabuzz, Sock and Throw, Slowbro, Gyarados, Hydreigon, never been able to say that, Dragonair, Druggadon, Aerodactyl, Onix, Steelix, Salamence, Salazzle, Tornadus, Thundurus, Landorus, Fernape, Espeon. I'm sorry, Jesse, doesn't look like I got anything about Ralts. Tyranitar, Volcarona, Moltres, Zapdos, Articuno, Combuskin, Mewtwo. I mean, he covers a ton of crap in this. So that's each individual LSAD. Aside from that, there's a huge breakdown that goes into like what is myth and why do we value myth, what's where does it come from, what's the end game, so on and so forth. Anyways, so let me catch up on the chat. So awesome, it's right up my alley. get that book. And yeah, like I said, this is just a tiny pamphlet. I think I paid $5 when I saw him for it. But if you look him up online, Charles Dunbar, you can find a bunch of stuff that he has available on his website about that. Final Fantasy VII and mythology. So, going into once again how I'm much more into the culture of games or the discussion around it. Continuing on with Final Fantasy, or you said Final Fantasy VII, I have this book, which doesn't look like much. It doesn't say a whole lot, but what it's called is 500 years ago, I believe is the official term. Sorry, 500 years later. So, if you have heard of this, what this is this is a big old analysis of Final Fantasy VII that involves a lot of different discussions and quotes and interviews that was originally published online, but they've expanded it into book form, and it's got outtakes and all this good stuff. So, I mean, there's discussions or quotes from Sakaguchi, Kawai, Sakaguchi, pretty much everyone on every level, whether it be Square US, Square Japan, developers, CG supervisors, everything. So it's all these different takes on the game from everyone involved in it. So, this book is fantastic. I think I paid $50 for it, and I love this book. What is up, Maury? We are taking a break to stare at some Pokemon for a moment. And apparently I'm hawking books. So, this is another one that I love. Leasty, Final Fantasy and Philosophy. Available, I think, on like Amazon for like 10 or 15 bucks, but it goes over, I think it's like 15 different essays, something like that. 14 different essays on philosophy and Final Fantasy and how they intersect, and they are fantastic. As we've previously discussed, I have a problem with EverQuest, so I have a book on the inside lore of its creation, it being launched, all the problems that spawned because of it, so on and so forth. So, aside from being awesome and like learning about the history and how it started and whatever, there's also a lot of concept stuff too, where they've got like a section in the middle where it's purely going over stuff, cut content, if you will. Character sheets from the original creators. So, like, originally with EverQuest, it was just a custom D&D world that the creators were running, just old school D&D style, and eventually decided, hey, this would make a good game world, and then they adapted it. And my favorite dwarves, because that's just me in real life. Stocky little hairy dude. But it's a good time. And I only have one last set to show you. And I say set because effectively the same thing. So there's these really cool books called third editions is what they are. See down here. That is the brand. But what they do is they do the origins. What are the terms? Hold on. They do the creation of the product, the universe, and discussing kind of like the details of the world, and then the decryption, the breakdown, the analysis. So I've got that for Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy VII, Kingdom Hearts, because I have problems, and I have The Legend of Zelda that I borrowed to a friend who is in Denver and now has it there. So that's going to be difficult for me to continue reading. So anyways, lots of good stuff. Yeah, like I said, I enjoy reading about games more than I think I enjoy playing them these days, but whatever. Go ahead and get this up and running. We're back. Oh, hello, Maury. Welcome. Final Fantasy. Which, actually, and I don't know where you fall with this, Maury, about playing games that are very Souls-esque, but this game is going to be the basis of, what is that, the Final Fantasy Origin, Strangers in Paradise, which Being developed by the people who did Neo. That'll be interesting to see. But anyway, so yeah, so this is the game it's based off of. 800 Mafia prison records, rap sheets. Who got you that? Did you steal that? Because I feel like that's the only legitimate reason to own that book. That you're like, you know what? In order to get it, I need to steal it. Otherwise, you don't deserve to read it. Because if you just like paid money for a book about some of the most hardcore criminals and their prison raps, ain't nothing but a square. Says me, a giant square, who's also a fan of square. Let me move these that way. Go away. To be honest, that's really the reason we're all here. A friend of mine got it for me at Christmas figure back. It's like mugshots, nicknames. Hey, I might have family in that book. My genealogy is questionable at best. I've discovered over the years. I have ancestors that have been in the U.S. since, if everything lines up correctly, I have ancestors that have been in the U.S. since the Revolutionary War, when we told England to go, kick rocks. And they fought on the side of the U.S. They were not the English, even though my last name is very English. We fought for our independence, and then that was like 1776, and then 1830, my break of family died, and we know that because there was a name change. There's a discrepancy between siblings, we believe. And when they passed on, they had a different last name than when they were born. Just slightly, they added a letter to the name. So I am descended from that sub-faction, if you will. And so my last name is the 10% variant compared to the rest of the population that has my last name. So I'd like to think we're a bunch of criminals and we were kicked out of the family. That's the only way I can be cool. Get people to like me, tell them that I've done crimes. Yeah, it came up. I would ask you to hold the book up so I could see it, Jesse, but I don't think that's going to work. I don't think I can see the chat. It'd be really creepy if I could see the chat and you guys didn't know it. Like right now, all your webcams are active and I can see it on my screen. You don't know that. Like right now, I can see that Callisti sticking his over there and pretending like no one can see it. What a weird world. Right, so we are out of that dungeon. I've gotten all the loot, and how do I get to... Alright, I guess I go back to the inn now. I don't remember how to get to the mines. Oh no. My headphones are dying. Sad day indeed. It's fine, I guess I can hang out even if... I saw this awesome freaking music to jam out. I knew I should have charged my headset. Friends should not let friends play with uncharged headsets. Makes me question all of my friends. Primarily Goy and Coco. I think these cats would know better. Really lame, because I've only been streaming for like an hour. That my headset's dying already. Really, I do blame Mori, though. Yeah, I'm excited for freaking Hades. Now, sorry, I think As Mr. Otis mentioned it earlier, but like Hades coming to Xbox is going to be nice. Having that on Game Pass, just being able to play that. Honestly, I'll probably end up doing that on Tuesday streams because it sounds like a hoot. Little bummed out that I'm gonna be starting from square one because all my time's been spent on Switch with it so far. Not having access to my characters kind of, but whatever. That's the whole point of games, right? Keep playing them. Save because started. And how is everyone doing today? Tried pumping it up with Wednesday posted on Twitter just because I thought like, hey, why not? Let's have a good time. Let's celebrate the fact that we're all alive and things are mostly good for. How is everyone? Jesse, how are you, man? I feel like maybe you left the chat, so you're not gonna answer. Where to? Really, with this music, I think I should just hang out here all night. This game had like Gwent or something. It'd be awesome. Oh, you're not gonna. Oh, bye, Goya. The wolf's not gonna, but apparently Goya is. Anyways. Oh. There are a lot of wolves in this. Like all the wolves. Sorry, I messed with that later. Sorry. Just seeing something new with the affiliate status that I haven't messed with. Need to read up on channel points. Channel points. Got nothing. I do wonder if I were to try Breath of the Wild again. Like I don't know, like maybe an hour into it on Switch. Maybe when the Switch OLED comes out, grabbing that and then playing that on stream. Maybe that would help boost it for me. So hard to find a groove in that game for. Why? And in theory, it checks off all the boxes on paper about being, you know, big open world, exploration, progress system. I just haven't been able to get into it. Which is a bummer because I do always like the idea, I get frustrated with the idea that there are good games out there that just don't click with me. Bandara. Ooh, that was a nice effect. Yeah, I'm back and forth with it, man. Like, I like shiny new tech. Like, shiny new things just excite me. I can't help it. And shiny new OLED, like, the Vita was beautiful with that screen. But I hardly play my Switch. Once in a while, there'll be a game that catches me, but it is by far my least used platform. Yeah, I do too. The Vita was a fantastic little system. I actually just found my docking station for my Vita and started throwing it on there. I keep on teasing myself with Persona 4 Golden. Power Staff. Oh, that I needed that. Good thing I came back here. That's not like a... Oh, it is. Never mind. It's not what I thought of. Name. Monsters! But yeah, I am teasing myself about playing freaking 4 Golden again, just because that game is so damn good. And with all the travel that I have going on, you think I really... That's the thing, so I'm traveling right now, and you think that would be the time when I would be playing Switch more, but I just, like, when I'm on planes and stuff, I don't have patience for it. Like, I'll throw on a podcast or start reading a book, but, like, I don't know. Just has not clicked with me yet. Like I said, I really know I should like Breath of the Wild, because... Not just because everyone else likes it, but it's normally... Those are things I would like, but man, that weapon deterioration is so hard for me. It's probably the hardest part for me to get past, is the fact that I'll use a sword for 2 encounters and then it breaks. Not 2 enemies, but 2 encounters. 2 dose. Shit, I don't remember where to go in this game at this point. Like I do and I don't. 5%. Like is a very simple little orb of Earth is what I thought. How'd I get Earths? Stove out of here. Alright, so dock west of Cornetta to dock that's enough to get. Let's get that. Back to my ship. I would love to go to frickin' Final Fantasy concerts. Playing this doesn't help either, because frickin' soundtrack, the arrangement reminds me so much of seeing like, Worlds or whatever. Aside from the guitar, but there's a really good Final Fantasy medley that they'll play. Going around with the idea of adopting kitten could be a problem. My 2 cats are 14. Every time I go to the pet store to get supplies, I always have cats that are looking for home. Very hard to look at them and say, you know what? You're not going home with me. And I look at how peaceful they are right now. Again, that'd be hilarious to have 2 kittens. Just to see how they handle them. Yeah, there's specifically there's 2 cats that I've been looking at just because they keep them there until they get adopted. So, you know, if months go by or whatever, it's the same 2 cats. You know, it starts to like go, well, no, they are still there. They could use a home. I've got a home. I've got cats. I've got all these towers and stuff for them to play on. Like, maybe another 2 kittens wouldn't be too bad. But they have 2 black cats specifically that I've been looking at. So black cats tend to not get a lot of love here because everyone's paranoid about them being evil or bad luck or some nonsense like that. And then I've got Goya, who's already black, so it's just, you know, be 3 that look very similar, and I thought that'd be hilarious for our other cat, Coconut, my other cat, Coconut, where you'd just be very confused about why there's 3 Goyas running around now. And that tickles me greatly to think about that. Yeah, black cats are awesome. I've had 2 brothers before Goya, like years ago. They're always wonderful. It's just a bummer that, you know, it's such a bad rap for black cats because usually they're super social and pretty talkative too, for that matter. It's just a bummer that more people aren't giving them a shot. Alright, so this is the port that I was. Now I just need where I'm looking to go. See, and it's weird because black dogs I really don't ever hear a lot of negativity around. I only hear it with cats. Versus dogs, you have like, you know, pit bulls, or I forget the terms, but you know, there's certain breeds that people just feel like, oh no, that's a danger. Like, I can't get that dog. That dog will kill someone. Despite there being like virtually nothing to back that up. Other than people have the heebie-jeebies about some. Heebies. I believe that's a technical. Pit bulls are definitely one of them. German Shepherds even around here have a reputation where a lot of people won't adopt German Shepherds because they think they're just built to kill. But I've had you know, over the course of my life, like multiple partial breeds with German Shepherd. I don't think I've ever had a pure German Shepherd. But they're wonderful. They're incredibly smart, which is nice. But I've never been attacked by a dog unless I was being an asshole. At the point, the dog should have bit me. But it's never been a pit bull. It's been, I had a mutt bite me, I had a beagle bite me, and I had a a Malamute bite me. Alaskan looking puppy. Lally-ho! How ye gabbed? Eeyore Smith Smythe? The smithy he is. Be a crystal eye, you fine can. Wow, these pseudo accents that they gave these guys it's going right over me right now. Hear that the dark elf Astos nicked the one belonging T.A. Matoya. T.A. Matoya. Oh yeah. If only I had some legendary metal adamantite, I could Tay crafts such a magical. Yeah, they're weird accent. I don't know what they're trying to give them. Spread. Well, I'm really hoping that Final Fantasy Origin Strangers of Paradise includes a section with the dwarves so I can hear what the heck this accent they're doing is. What? Nitro powder. Explosive force in this powder will hey my canal open no time flat. I owe ye Bjarns. Here we go. Blast this rock to smithereens. Are set to blow unless you plan on going with it. Best get out while you still. Yeah, German Shepherds are wonderful pups to enjoy. Boom. So that's how canals are built. I shook the whole world. Hell of a lot of nitro. Can't wait to see Lies Uther beyond the... Dude, you gotta work on your accent. Tent. Great Helm. Worm Killer. Potion. Mithril Mail. Oh, getting all the good stuff. Killer, we'll go. Mail. Wow. How is that a worse defense? That's crazy to me. Great help. Alright, so that Dragon Quest Barrington Fisher Scottish dialect. So is that just in the spoken Dragon Quest games, or is that like when they had like script and writing and stuff too? I've never actually. Sorry, let me rephrase. I've only played a couple hours of Dragon Quest VIII on 3DS. It's the only interaction I've ever had with Dragon Quest. Excuse me. I want all of them. Yeah, I was having fun with it. I don't remember why I fell off with it. Levistone, amazing girl to make. Alejo. Just containing all their gold. I just took it. Dragon Quest V. Problem is, those games all cost a freaking fortune now. Give me, I need 5 minutes. I need to stretch real fast and get some water. So I will be right. Okie dokie, I am back. Headphones are completely dead, so I switched back to the little earbuds, which kind of work and kind of don't, so let's ride with it. I much prefer doing the earbuds than the big old cane. Why, thank you. Ah, there. Yeah, I'm actually surprised. I forgot that I started the stream like a half hour late today, so not as far in with it on it. Plus, a little lost didn't help. But I believe I'm at the point in the game where it is time to start gathering some crystals. Or orbs, or what. They change all the time, what they want to be. I forget, what is it, like 3 AM there right now? I think you're 5 hours off. That 2:30 AM is. Ooh, new town. Ooh, Millman. Oh, I forgot about the water. Yeah, it's hard to keep up because I don't know if you do it over in the UK, but in the US, I'm sure you remember time zones being obnoxious to deal with. Like sometimes you're in one time zone, sometimes you're. So it's hard to remember if I'm 4 hours off from Greenwich or if I'm 5 hours. Very intriguing. Uses one enemy attacks. I remember that being pretty useful later on. Fairly useful. I remember using it. Fire Lady. With 5s. My mage gets all the good spell. Red doesn't get any of these? Oh, it gets Kiraga. What? I'll give you Kiraga. First HP Heartache. And no. To talk someone not. It's a goofy thing we do. I wish we didn't, but there's a lot that we do here that I wish we did. What you gonna do about it, right? Live your life, do your piece on. Try and do well to others, with others. About all we got. That's Airbuster. Effective against spell. I'm gonna hold on to that. I have a feeling like that'll end up being. Alright. It's weird because it's like the same. But the other thing sells for way more. So So are you into modern RPGs too? Or are you pretty much stick with the classics? I'm trying to remember. I don't know, like Tales of Arise is one of those that's coming out that I'm really excited for, but you know, so sometimes it's all over the board with what people want to play and don't want to play. Not necessarily about being good. Okay. Alright, cool. Yeah, Tales is one of those series that I love, but I don't play everyone. Whenever I do play them, I love them. Like, you know, we were talking about the Vita earlier. Tales of Hearts R, I played that on Vita. I loved that. I also played Tales of the Abyss on 3DS, and I loved that. Tales of Vesperia on 3, loved that. And Tales of Symphonia on GameCube, I loved that. But outside of those, like, 4 or 5, I haven't played any of them. Like, Tales of Xillia, I was always told that I needed to play that. That game is fantastic. Yeah, Rise looks so... yeah, Vesperia. That was one of those games that I really enjoyed, and then I was like, wow, this is taking a really long time to finish. But as soon as I finished it, I immediately went back into New Game Plus because that damn grade system just makes it so hard not to want to do that. It's honestly, it's really cool, and I'm surprised more RPGs haven't done that with the New Game Plus. Having that grade system where you can just buy all these cool perks or whatever and go in and play it again. So awesome. Yeah, I wish Xillia was on a modern platform. Really hate that that PS3 is... It just has a bunch of games locked to it that we will never get to play. And like Xillia is probably the first one that I'm always looking at whenever I'm thinking about, like, man, I really wish that PS3 was supported. But I mean, they even have, like, what is it, the Tales of Grace's F that I always wanted to play that I didn't get to. Like, I owned it too, and I never got to it. I had a few of the Atelier games that I never played. Erland, I think. I forget. Like, I owned all these games, so it sucks that, you know, time is limited and never got to them. Uh-oh, can't come. Probably going to get some nibbles. Nibbles of kibbles. Coco. You go in. Yeah, I feel like the Atelier series, Rorona, that's what it was. Rorona. That was the one that I did play. I feel like it doesn't get its fair shake. But for whatever reason, that the newest one, or two, I should say, have gotten a lot of fanfare. Or at least Wario64 likes to tweet out every time it's up. That Atelier Riza. And 2. I feel like those games get a lot of attention. No, yeah, I originally was asking if you played modern ones, just because I mostly want to geek out about Tales of Arise and how good that game looks, and like only like a month away at this point. It's crazy to me because I know that the PS5 and Xbox have been out for a while now, but there's still a lot of cool-looking games that I see coming out, and it blows my mind that these are actual games. Need to feed this guy some rocks. Yeah, it looks beautiful, and then that's, you know, also why I feel guilty about Breath of the Wild, is because clearly that game was inspired by Breath of the Wild. But I don't care. I still really want to play that game. I don't feel entirely awful about it. Oh, let's do Lazara. Yeah, I think that Arise is something that I'm going to buy on launch. I have not played Genshin Impact. I've seen it, I know it looks gorgeous, but then I hear that it's just a lot of gacha, and I can't remember the last time I've willingly walked into a free-to-play game. Because Chinese Breath of the Wild, yeah. I know myself, and if you put me in a game where I can buy things with real money, I'm going to buy things with real money. Not talking just like once in a while. I'm talking about like, I will just constantly be buying stuff. Oof. See, now you're not helping. You're tempting me more without the weapon breaking. That is the big drawback for me with Breath of the Wild. You can do to stop the Earth crystal. I'm just a farmer. Nothing to farm here, dude. In the cave on the southern tip of the continent lives a man, Sada. He is a wise man. What's his name? All the way from to find Springhead. Does something with power to make die. Yes, we'll get. Long ago, prosperous. See, I need to feed the rock monster or something. I don't remember what it was. Stop by my shop. I want to say there was like Mithril that I feed him or something. I want such round shape because blocking the Cavern of Earth is the south of Melmond on a pen of the devil's tail. Be the closer you got to the cave, the more fertile the soil. Now it's a barren waste. Lee just about any kind of rock, but I hear he especially likes gems. He gets enough of them. Cool. You want to tell me where I can find a gem? Salt yield guide. Find anything? Bug swings. I've played this game 7 times. Both the I do find it funny if you think the GameFAQs site for Final Fantasy 1 is probably getting a ton of traction, despite most of these facts and everything written a lifetime. Oh, they're going to the wrong place. Major ship to the west, past the Knockport. Contribute directly to the right and dock at that. Now is important time research.
party with better weapons. Definitely spells. You definitely need all the stuff. The south cave. Once inside the earth cave, you're now giving 4 directions. I'm doing something. I'm going. Alright, so let me see what I actually should be doing. Not doing what I should be doing. Honest, not be doing. The map, what is it? Giant's Cave. Okay, I don't want that. I do want to go south. Okay. My bad. I'm new here. I apologize. Oh, I didn't sleep again. Why do that? Yeah, I am pretty excited. I was telling you earlier about writing that D&D campaign. Just because the campaign is going to be with 3. So there's 4 players, 3 of which have never played Dungeons and Dragons before. So I'm pretty excited to try and, give them a story that is unique to them. That way they can appreciate it. The joy of playing a custom game versus playing a not Dungeons and Dragons, a typical like video game. Because for me, that's always been the perk of playing a Dungeons and Dragons or whatever. The fact that you get to, as the GM, like kind of just custom the story as you're going on the fly, and if something piques your player's interest, you can like, all right, cool, let's dive into that. Versus like, as I'm playing Final Fantasy, if suddenly I'm hyper fascinated with those dwarves and their lifestyle and whatever their freaking accent is, like, that's that. Like, there's nothing more I can really do with it. Versus actual, like, Dungeons and Dragons or something, as the GM, if my players are, like, way into the dwarves, I can just start stacking on top of that and see what kind of direction I can take it in. I do look forward to that. Yeah, it's really nice because... Oof. Fuck, I forget where to go in this. But I would run into situations... Controller's going to... run into situations where I'm either GMing or playing games where we just become super fascinated with an NPC in town that's just supposed to be like a nobody character, but then we start getting involved with like his personal life, make sure his family is good, and like protecting them, and like, there's been many stories where I'm pretty sure I've taken part in derailing the hell out of what the GM wanted to do, in favor of like, hey, here's a thread, let me keep pulling on this to see where it takes me, or us as the group. So definitely steered more than one campaign, I was told afterwards, in the wrong direction. So I look forward to doing that with my players. They're not in here, so really can't spoil it. Double check who's in chat real. Yeah, so like one of the things that I'm looking forward to with it is, like I mentioned earlier when BGN Gamer was in here, one of the big things that I'm doing, and I meant to go to the inn and I still didn't yet. I went back to town. But it's all taking place on an island. So having like an isolated community, and it's going to be like a frost-ridden island. So it's going to be a lot of icy conditions, survival, and stuff like that. So I look forward to playing with that expectation, because normally if you play, I don't know, even like Skyrim, like the fact that you're in an Arctic tundra really doesn't do much more than be a setting, but making that the game and like including like survival aspects, I think is going to be fun. Having them either have to make constitution checks or whatever the case may be. I don't want to go into too much detail, but yeah, just I really look forward to playing around with that and their expectations and like really building the world for them so they want to explore it and see, you know, what's in that hill over there, or why are those caves, you know, why is there steam coming from those caves? You think in real life or a video game, you just run right, or sorry, not in real life, but in a video game, you run right towards that because that is a point of interest now. Whether you code it as dangerous or not, players are inclined to like, hey, I want to go check that out. Versus if we, in real life, you would never charge towards that. So I look forward to putting them in a situation where like, yeah, that might be interesting for you, but do you really want to invest your time and energy when you're in this frozen tundra into trekking a mile down there through the snow and whatever other challenges just to see what might be in that cave? So I look forward to doing that and playing with on that. But I mean, I've got this whole island shaped out as far as the dynamic that's going to be going on there. The inhabitants of the island. Yeah, Ravenloft's a lot of fun. This is going to be a homebrew campaign, but I'm definitely tapping into pieces of Ravenloft. Specifically for the mood is what I'm looking to pull into it. So there's going to be a little bit of a horror feel to it in a way. Not necessarily madness, but a little bit of madness. Ravenloft is a very good inspiration when you want to tap into that, like, the dark occult unknown. Not necessarily Cthulhian by any stretch of the imagination, but still leans a little bit more in that favor. My favorite series with, or setting with, yeah, that vibe is nice. I'm not as familiar with running a campaign there. Normally, I've run campaigns for, there's a world called Eberron, Dungeons and Dragons, that I'm most familiar with, and it's kind of the closest equivalent I can think of is like Final Fantasy VI setting, where it's like steampunky, where magic in Eberron though is more prevalent, and magic is used as technology. So instead of having electricity in Eberron, you have magicians that will enchant candles. That way you have those as streetlights instead of, you know, having electricity fueling it. So and it's commonplace where, you know, just like right now, if you want to go get your shoes fixed, you can go to a cobbler and, you know, they'll do what they need to. Same thing with Eberron, where like, hey, I need to go pick up some lamps. So then you go down to the town magician and they just build you some lamps. They enchant some candles and you take them and you go. It's not like ooh and ah magic like your like a lot of the other D&D settings. Damn it, that was a waste. Got distracted. But yeah, so that's Eberron, and I'm used to running that. They have trains and stuff in Eberron. Fantastic setting, and I gave them the opportunity if they wanted to do that. But they decided they'd rather go with a more traditional setting. So I'm doing a homebrew. I'm tapping into a little bit of Ravenloft, tapping into a little bit of Icewind Dale. And then there's going to be a whole splash of something they've never seen. Well, it isn't really covered in video games or movie. I do look forward. But I also don't want to go too far. Yeah, I'm hoping it's a lot of fun. I really like writing these stories, and like I said, I like the oohs and ahs with the player, so I do look forward to that aspect of it. Because it's delightful, you know, when you have a custom-built story where, you know, I can incorporate every one of the characters. That way, everyone matters. Every skill set is important. Every backstory is included. A lot of the time when you do, like, these pre-built campaigns, monsters, which they're fantastic and they're well thought out, but your characters are, you know, you watch them, like, sorry, trying to think of what it is. I mean, effectively, they have no personality because they have no history in the world. They have no connection to that. So in the event that you write this awesome backstory about how you're orphaned, but then you're taken in by ogres, so you have this, that, and the other, but then you're working with, you know, the town mafia, like, you can write this awesome backstory, but then you just drop someone in an existing campaign setting, and they never get to explore any of that. And, you know, sometimes GMs will try and work that in, but I much rather build a world custom for my players than have them run, you know, a really well-built, pre-made campaign. If that makes sense. Ends up being a lot of work, but I think it's worth it. Yeah, 'cause I mean, like, earlier, you saw a vegan was mentioning, is like, hey, did you read my novel? He sent me his backstory for his character, and I didn't get a chance to read it, but, you know, he put, you know, hours into either thought or writing that out, so I would like to reward the player for spending that time and energy into creating a character in the world, versus just having, a cutout, you know, archetype or whatever. Cool. Tell the pups I say hey. In each room. Might be able to stick this through and out. That's better not chance to be famous last words. Serpents. You're just in my way. I'm trying to get out of here. Your nest. Alright, so that'll go down. So I'll deal with that when I come back. Still gotta make the trek back to town. Killing all the wolves. Killing all the wolves. Sorry. Oop. Up. Up this. Up to ranch. Yeah, that's kind of how it went. Right? It's done. Down here. Seven 12. That's my birthday. Is there no inn here? Oh, there is an inn. Alright, so there weren't any weapons. Or all my spells are. I want to. I'll keep my money. But they are. Oof. So 34, 30. Look at characters. Ooh, that is a big upgrade from the mithril. Want that. And then horn 5 and 1. Oh, it's 15 and 1. Okay, so that is a massive upgrade. I think it's the same for Pot. It weighs more, but I don't know what weight does in this. Like, does that actually matter? That's a massive upgrade, so what? Much as I would like the 6, I can't for that sweet. Somewhere. Buy all these spells, I'd be okay. Burn. Black magic. I don't. Oh, I can't teach him. So instantly kills enemies. I generally have a bad track record with that when it comes to Final Fantasies, like instant death or whatever. They do want to grab the slow row though, because I remember that being. Raga. Yeah, we'll do that. Why not? Who doesn't like setting a bunch of enemies on fire? I have Fire, so now I have Raga. The level 3, Fire 3. Save. I think after we clear out the next dungeon, we will call it full stream. My guess is that'll be about 10:30 or so. Eastern time, so probably about another 23 minutes, give or take. Depending on how these lesser tigers want to work out. So this is starting in the back, or the second act of the game, if you. First one's just kind of tutorial, getting you out there, questing, minor dungeons. Hey, Callisti. But now I'm in the part of collecting crystals, because I believe when I go through here and take out the vampire, that'll help me get the earth orb. The first of the 4. But I could be mistaken. I think the last time I played this was on Windows Phone. They had a version release of this, and so that should tell you how long that's been. All right, so I've got a door on the far right, on the bottom. Right. I feel like this is cheating because I don't remember having maps in the NES days, or sorry, Game Boy Advance, PlayStation 1, so on and so forth. But it's built in, so it's not really cheating, right? He gave me the mini map, so So how do your dogs handle you being nocturnal? Are they nocturnal as well, or do they just kind of sleep normal hours? Normal hours. Because I know my cats definitely do not adjust to me. I can either roll with their schedule or I can get out their way. Meow. I can change. That's how I should have been doing this. My bad. Now that you can see what I got going on in the background, but still. That was a weird audio flare. I don't think I've ever heard that before. Oh, they sleep normal hours, will bark if they hear me now and then. Oh, those silly pups. What do you want? Earth Elemental. I ain't got time for you. Look like a rejected Rick and Morty. You're no Rick Sanchez. Funny other shield. Okay, that's good for him. We can't use it. That is such a waste of a freaking item. Or a treasure chest, I should. 5,000 gil. Yeah, imagine dogs are pretty hardwired to sleeping at night. Now, where do I have to go? That drops me down. I want to go and clear that chest. That room of chests. Yeah, I wonder... Oh, that's cool. Wow, I haven't had pets from the same litter in such a long time. I wish I could have dogs, but my work does not really... My work-life balance would not really play in favor for the dogs because I live alone. And I'm gone for a huge chunk of the day. Sometimes, 11, 12 hours, if not more. Like, for example, I'm about to go to Vegas for a week, and before that I went to Dallas for a week, and then afterwards I'm going to be going to Florida for a week. So it's just like, it wouldn't be fair to the dog with as much moving around as I do. Yeah, because I already feel bad for abandoning the cats, but for the most part, they take care of themselves. I just know from a social aspect, it can't be good for them to be abandoned nonstop like that. But I have people stopping by to hang out with them for a little bit, and I'll make sure that they're fed, so that works out. But I do like dogs. I like the idea of having a dog because I know I would be way more active. Because if the dog's yelling at me about wanting to go for a walk or something, I wouldn't be able to say no. It's the same thing with my cats right now for the most part. They want something, they get it. So if I had a dog and it was yelping at me to take him out for a walk, sorry, I guess I'm going for a walk now. Sorry, stream. I'll talk to you later. You know what I mean? So, I do like, that, so that would be a nice perk. Plus, dogs you can wrestle around with and, like, throw a bone and, play around outside with. Cats can't really do that. Enjoy my time with my cats, but looking at different pros and cons of the furries. Got 2 doors on the. A lot of exploration going on in the caves. And something. Record that exercise. Yeah, I had there's a family dog where they were part Australian Shepherd, and they had to put a freaking saddlebag on it and run it on a treadmill because that thing was so full of energy. So that was the only way they could wear it down. Otherwise, it would just be cooped up all day and just have all this energy to burn. So either it wouldn't sleep at night, or it would have too much energy and just start chewing everything in the house because it just, you know, it has to do something. I didn't know that about Huskies. The only thing I knew about Huskies is that they are... The heck is an Akita? Congratulations on the level, Callisti. But whatchamacallit, that I knew Huskies are very protective of children, and they love to murder small animals. So that's always been a problem with having cats and a Husky. But yeah, I don't even know what the heck an Akita is. And Khaleesi, do you know that you have the second most HP in this group by far? I think that the monk would have more, but you were built to take a hit. Ah, Shiba Inu. Okay. Those I am familiar. Yeah, over time, for whatever reason, like in video games, like white mages or healers or whatever you want to call them, have gotten a bad reputation of just being fragile casters, but... Oh, totally important. Because that's the thing, is like in classic D&D, like, the cleric is a dude with like a shield and heavy armor and a flail, and like, they're not gentle by any stretch of the imagination, so white mage is based off of that, so I'm not surprised, but... Over time, I think just having mage in the title has caused people to be like, oh no, they're frail. They can't take a hit. I know in like Final Fantasy XIV, it is a no-go. My analog, not touching it. Those jellies die nice. Expecting that to use magic. So I think this might be the last night that I stream this game. I don't think I'm gonna stream this through to I don't know. Yeah, I think I might just play this on my own afterwards. I'm still trying to find a balance for the stream, so of games I want to play versus games that are fun to hang out with. And yeah, ultimately I'm doing this for me, but I'm not gonna play a game that is rough for everyone else to watch. I think I might limit RPGs to like a or at least classic RPGs, unless something quirky with it. I think I might just stick to this off stream, that way I can enjoy it without worrying about, because I'm the type where I will go around and grind and grind and grind up in areas just to make sure, one, I'm over leveled, or two, that I picked up every possible square inch of loot. RPG stream with game dev. Wow. I'm enjoying working on my way through this game, and also the first Dragon Quest. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like I really do want to binge on this. Normally I'll play RPGs at night. Like usually it's either in bed or something like that. And being adherent to the stream schedule, I feel like, you know, I'm basically slowing down for it. It's fuck like a comma. Yeah. I mean, usually in my language, like I am actively trying to be cordial. And I'm sure your ears will not burn off if you hear a word or two, but I do try to keep it as chill as possible. Yeah, so I think stream wise I might be switching up. Start doing a little bit more drop in, drop out, follow stuff. And I think Hades, we were talking about that earlier. I think Hades would be a perfect game for that because I really did enjoy that game. Have an excuse to play that again would. So playing through on Xbox on stream would be a nice way to break it up for me. Alright, so the scan lines. They're starting to grow on me. I've played the entire stream with scan lines on. And when I'm playing with the scan lines on a full screen, completely blown out at 27 inches, it's not that fun to look at. But I'm playing now on a smaller feed, so I can see the stream, and it works there. So I think on a smaller monitor, like if I had like a 21 inch or something like that, like it, I could definitely see the benefit of it. Yeah, Hades was, I mean, you've seen me at this point. Like, usually it's something aggressive happens on screen. If I die, there will be obscenities, or if I get surprised, there will be obscenities. So RPGs are usually good for not swearing. Hades will definitely be some swearing. You know, I like in Final Fantasy IV because they added in dungeons those safe symbols. You know what I'm talking about, where you can actually use like tents and stuff like that. Really enjoyed that part of Final Fantasy IV. All things in this world are destined to death. Seal cannot be broken, the earth shall rot. Cannot alter death. Mere mortals cannot kill the undying. Yeah, I work with truckers all day, so that's usually my excuse as to why I swear as much as I do. Oh. Hard. I don't know if it worked or not. I mean, I don't see anything indicating slow worked on. Oh. That was a knock or pushover. Jeez Louise. It's not Scottish, it's crap. Star Ruby. That's what I feed the golem. I remember it being a special gem. I not remember it being. Wow, that dude was a push. Oh, that's how I forget magic. Good to know. I didn't realize I literally just can go to forget and wipe something out. But then that's a lot of money I just wasted for. But if I recall, I should not actually be going deep down into the. Should be taking the Star Ruby to get past that monster, but I don't know. Oops. Shit, I didn't mean to use that. Shit. It was a waste of a cast. Thanks. Stone slab set up floor with evil forcings. So I don't have whatever I need to break that. Okay. Alright, well I guess that is the bulk of the stream. Let me go ahead and get back to town, and I will wrap up and call it. I do like some of the changes for the layout that I've done yesterday and today. I need to figure out what to do with the chat box as far as the stream layout, because I do want to change that some. I don't know how I want to do that yet. But as far as everything else, I think I like it. Shame I can't just make a cat cam. Be done with it. Don't worry about them coming and going. Whatever, it is what it is. Like, I used to have the camera down lower. Not the actual feed, but the camera itself. But Goya likes to chew on it when it's dropped. That's not good. All attack. Streaming's a lot of fun. I'm glad I started it. One, it's cool I get to hang out with you a lot. And I'm very eager to see, once again, your demo when that's all wrapped. Because that definitely seems like a good stream. But yeah, it's just nice to hang out with you. Cool. I dig it. Dig it, fool. Just need to change a bit of what the content. Yeah, no problem, man. I mean, it's right in line with you remember I did the 6 engine, the Final Fantasy prequel, and the other demo that I did, the Final Fantasy Tactics inspired game, the Arcadian Atlas. I like the idea of playing new games and genres that I have historically. Like the idea of getting. And if you're talking, you mentioned it being about 2 hours. That's perfect stream length. Have a little setup beforehand, play the game, and have a nice call it with folks. See, everyone else enjoyed it. Like peanut butter and jelly. Although I've been told that in the UK peanut butter and jelly sandwich not. I don't speedrun, bro. I'm not good at it. I am if you have ever been to, there's the website How Long to Beat, where it kind of averages out times it takes people to beat games. I usually consult that whenever I'm going to play a game and I'm curious where I fall on the radar. Pretty much always there's like an average time, then there's a time plus, and then there's a leisure. And I always fall into that bucket where it's like the main game or the primary time people beat it in is normally like 8 hours. It'll take me a solid 12 to 13 hours to beat. Oh yeah, I definitely interact with everything. Talk to people, exhaust every conversation they have. Check every nook and cranny, go behind everything, look on every pot. There's no stone unturned when I play. Oh, the trolls have regen. That's nice and accurate. I'm not that. And that's the cool thing about this with Final Fantasy 1. I have not played 2 or the traditional 3. So I don't know if it's held true or not, but I liked how accurate it is to actual Dungeons and Dragons. Like the source material. Like the fact that trolls have regenerative health is something that normally gets left out of modern art. or like I said, even how the white mage, how you've got a beast for HP, where you can take a beating and you're good to go. And little things like that are fun for me. I enjoy seeing true source material. Yeah, for streams, this upcoming, so I'll end up streaming this Saturday. Won't be streaming on Wednesday. I haven't been able to find a good solution traveling on how to stream, so we're just not gonna be. When I'm in Vegas, and then when we get back, we'll be on Friday. So following Saturday stream will be on. So just an FYI when I will and will not be around. What I'll play during those times, TBD. I know this Saturday I do want to keep playing Silent Hill though. I've had a good time there, and I've never played that game, so I would like to continue that all the way through before I move on to other games for Saturday. Getting a staple game time slot or not, or for that day. I tried explaining to one of my co-workers, like, yeah, I play, games on stream, like I hang out with people. He's older, so he's like, why would anyone watch you play video games when they could just play video games themselves? It's a community, man. You hang out with people. Like, why? Just funny to me. Like, he's a little bit more introverted, which is funny to me. But he's a bit more traditional, I guess, is the more accurate, not introverted. The idea of like hanging out, like bullshitting, playing video games, is nowhere on his radar, whether it be in person or virtual. Like, games are meant to be played. Why would you do anything other than play them? Yeah, I don't watch a ton of streams. Like, I don't watch streams to watch streams. I have people that I know that I'll watch their streams to hang out with them, but like, I don't know. I really don't go like, hey, I want to see what's going on with Overwatch. Let me stream some Overwatch. I've never been wired that way. Now someone I know that I follow elsewise is playing Overwatch, yeah, I'll check it out. Or Fortnite, like, I follow Felicia Day, and like she'll pop onto Twitch, and then she'll start playing Fortnite. So okay, cool. I'll check out Fortnite, but I'm not beholden to it by any means. I'm really not there to watch Fortnite as much. Not hang out, but you know what I mean. But like, just be a part of that community for the. Totally the everyone buying. Yeah, she's good people. I've read. I really enjoyed her books. She's put out 2 of them now, where one was like an autobiography of her just being weird growing up. And the second thing is about just her second book is about being weird and capitalizing on it. Making that your thing. That way you can either support yourself financially with it, or even just being confident with what makes you weird and embracing that. And yeah, anything I've watched her and I've enjoyed her acting in. From the couple, what is it, Supernatural, couple episodes that I've seen. I haven't watched that series front to back, right? But drop to the top. I haven't watched that front to back, but I've caught her in a couple episodes. I liked her in Buffy. She did a web series, The Guild, big thing. Enjoyed watching that, and then I also did a weird Dragon Age like interquel, I guess, where it's just like part of Dragon Age 2, like a side story. And then her character ended up getting incorporated into the game, so that was cool. Sanctuary blind on swaps. Played around with this little between. Anyways, yeah, the guild was a lot of fun. I watched the first 2 seasons when they aired, and I had a hoot with it, and then I didn't mess around with it for a couple of years. Then I want to say it was like last year or the year before. I got a copy of all the DVDs and ran through all that, and that was a good time. Yeah, Felicia Day is good people. So, yeah, like I said, I follow her. And she jumps on Twitch from time to time. So, I'll check out what she's got going on, and that's, I don't know, that's much more my MO, is to like hang out with a community, if you will, or hang out or watch or whatever. Anyways, thank you for joining the stream. Tonight we are concluded. No more. Final Fantasy's dead. We will never return to this game again. As much as I enjoy it, I will enjoy it in my own quiet time, if you will. But we will continue streaming with Saturday with Silent Hill. For anyone in there, Silent Hill 2 will continue on Saturday. I'm hoping to maybe start a little bit earlier, knock out a bigger chunk. I would like to do 2 more streams with that, and then put a fork in it and be done with it. So right now I'm about halfway through that, so I do look at wrapping that up. And then other than that, I hope to start doing a little Game Pass game. Thanks for hanging out, Khaleesi, and everyone that stopped by. As always, a good time. As you can tell by all the uhs, I'm getting kind of tired, so that's another reason why 10:30 is a good time to wrap it. This guy right here has not started yelling yet. So everyone, have a good night. I'll see y'all in the next